Hey everyone, welcome to the show. So, the man who attempted to assassinate Donald Trump at Mar a Lago has been found guilty. I don't know if you guys caught this. I really haven't seen much news coverage, but anyway, Ryan Routh is the man. You might recall he had been caught in the bushes. He had been there allegedly, or I guess it's not allegedly at this point, but he had been in the bushes for over 24 hours. He was found with a rifle, he had ammunition. There was a bizarre 2-week trial in which he represented himself, which, just not a good idea, especially for someone like this. He called only 3 witnesses during that time. He called a firearms expert. He also had 2 character witnesses. And then he asked them really bizarre questions. Like he asked them if they would be willing to host an overseas music festival with him. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. And then during the jury selection portion, he tried to even ask even more insane questions of the potential jurors. So they said he wanted to ask them about turtles. He wanted to ask about Gaza and Greenland. Um, Apparently, the judge refused to allow the turtle question. The question was going to be basically like, if you were driving down the road and you saw a turtle in the middle of the road, what would you do? So like I said, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what bearing that had on the case or what that was supposed to prove to him. But anyway, no big surprise. This guy used to be a MAGA man. Before he turned on Trump, he was a Trump supporter, had voted for him, I think, twice. Now, there was one really damning piece of evidence that the prosecutor brought forth that they showed to the jury. Evidently, Routh had left a box at a friend of his home. This was in North Carolina. He left this box. The box contained a letter, and it said, quote, "Dear world, this was an assassination attempt on Donald Trump, but I failed you." And then apparently the letter went on to offer $150,000 as a bounty if anyone else would assassinate Trump. So the jury deliberated for only 2.5 hours. They found him guilty on all 5 counts. The judge, couldn't have been more slanted. Of course, it was Trump humper Aileen Cannon. We all remember her from the stolen documents case. Also, you had a Florida jury here, Margaritaville jury. So there was no way this guy was going to walk away with a not guilty verdict. But anyway, as the jurors were leaving the courtroom, this is after the verdict, after everything was all said and done, Routh tried to kill himself. So apparently he grabbed a pen off the desk, off the table in front of him, tried to stab himself with it. So 4 U.S. Marshals rushed him, they restrained him, they put handcuffs on him, and they pulled him out of the courtroom. Routh's 2 children, sadly, they're adults, but they were there. They witnessed this whole thing. The daughter, her name is Sarah, she apparently yelled out, "Dad, don't hurt yourself." She said, "I'll get you out. He hasn't hurt anyone." Apparently she was cursing and, really upset. The son, Adam, also yelled, "Hey, Dad, we love you, blah, blah, blah." So anyway, Routh is facing up to life in prison. He'll be sentenced later this year. Very likely he's going to receive that full sentence, and not just because of this crime, but because he has a criminal history. So the Orange County Register here in California, they reported that Routh was arrested in 2002 for eluding a traffic stop, and then evidently he barricaded himself away from the officers. I don't know if it was in his car. They didn't elaborate, but he barricaded himself from the officers. He had a fully automatic machine gun, and they said he had a quote unquote weapon of mass destruction, which was explosives that had a fuse on them. So that was 2002. Like I said, he was arrested again in 2010. And the police at that point, the reason he was arrested was because the police searched a warehouse that was owned by Routh. And apparently they found over 100 stolen items. So they said there were power tools, building supplies, kayaks, spa tubs. I mean, how the hell do you steal spas? Like tubs? Like what the hell do you get away with that? So very clearly appears to be some mental health issues here. I mean, I would love to be able to just scan people's brains who do stuff like this and see what's going on. I mean, anybody who wants to represent themselves in a serious case like this, I would say, pretty certain that they have some mental health issues. But anyway, we'll see. We'll see what happens with his sentence. I will let you know. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. Please like, please share, and subscribe if you have not. If you can donate, it really, really helps to keep the show going. Greatly appreciate all of you. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.